got into this zero waste, eco-sustainability thing. But before I start, I just want to talk about the fact that I know that July is over, but I was personally doing plastic-free July from the 8th of July to the 8th of August, which will now actually be to the 12th because I moved house and I didn't have internet and I missed a few days, and I promised you 31 days of videos and you will get 31 days of videos. I'm definitely not one of those people who came out of the womb like I'm an eco warrior or anything like that. I remember this really now embarrassing moment in high school where I was joining the social justice committee and my friend was joining the sustainability committee, and he said to me, "Hey Britt, why don't you come to the sustainability committee?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not interested. Until we can feed everyone on the planet, why do I care about the environment?" And now I just cringe because I'm like, well, you can't feed anyone on the planet without caring about the environment, because it's the environment that affects the social justice of the vulnerable in the world. And that's probably the main motivator for me and why I got involved originally. I used to be really bad with plastic. I didn't think about it. I think everyone knows plastic's a problem. Plastic is this cheap and infinitely durable substance, and that's what makes it fantastic, and we really take it for granted. And it's kind of counterintuitive. We use this thing that's completely durable for one use and then put it in the bin. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize that eventually that's going to cause a problem. But yeah, I used to use drink bottles. I remember I used to go through one pump water bottle every 2 weeks and stuff, just because I was too lazy to buy a drink bottle and stuff like that. But I guess for me, at the moment when it all changed and when I sort of started thinking about the effect of plastic, was I saw this documentary on Netflix, and it was called Plastic Paradise, The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And it was about how there is so much plastic in the ocean now, and it's particularly weird when you think that most of the plastic that's been made on this planet is not in the ocean, it's on land, buried in landfill. But there's so much plastic in the ocean right now that if you added it all together, it could make an island twice the size of Texas. Yes, twice the size of Texas, which is crazy. And in this documentary, what they were doing is they were looking at all these birds and fish, and they're opening them up, and there's these little pieces of plastic in it. And the thing about plastic is that even when it breaks down into these tiny little pieces, and to someone, an animal in the ocean like a zooplankton or a plankton, just looks like the next thing in the food chain. And so everything's just eating all this plastic. We know plastic can modify hormones. We don't fully understand how and the why of that, but we know it does. So after that documentary, because I eat so much seafood because it's my favourite, I really started thinking about how plastic was everywhere and I couldn't unsee it, and kept asking myself questions like, do you really need that plastic bottle? Do you really need that shopping bag? And I started making small swaps. So I finally bit the bullet and got a drink bottle, and I started using reusable shopping bags, the really easy stuff that really didn't affect my life. I wasn't like, oh my god, my life is so much less because I don't have a shopping bag. And so that was probably a year and a half ago. And yeah, it was definitely motivated in part by the selfish reason of I wanted to keep eating seafood. But it was also, I started to realise the effects of climate change on health and well-being of the world's population, and I started taking that pretty seriously, looking into things like carbon footprint, that sort of thing. The more you know, the less you can just become complacent about the issue, because I love scientific data, and the scientific data on this problem is just so rich, you just can't ignore it. So that kept going on for a while, and I've been cutting back and really thinking about, do I need something in plastic? But I was still shopping, if something only came in plastic, I'd get it, that sort of thing. And I also had really inspirational people in my life, my partner's sister Eleanor, educating me just slowly and surely, just very politely since I met her. And she encouraged me a lot by getting me reusable cups and things like that as Christmas presents, which was really sweet. And then I've had my friend Lexi, who has been sort of moving towards shopping at bulk food stores for a while, and you saw her in my previous video on menstruation, where she's been using zero waste moon cups and pads for 10 years, which is, she's well ahead of the curve. And then about 2-3 months ago, there was a documentary on the ABC called War on Waste, and Australians get on it because it's really a beginner's guide to the problem. It's really fun to watch, very approachable, necessarily everyone has to be perfect sort of attitude, but just discussing the issues, and that really inspired me. And I remember I was Googling how to be zero waste in Geelong and Plastic Free July came up, and then I was like, okay, it's a sign. It's time to make the plunge. At the end of the day, this zero waste thing is really easy. It just comes down to those 6 or 7 hours. I can't even remember. Like, can I refuse it? Can I reduce it? If I can't do that, can I reuse it? Can I repair it? Can I recycle it? Can it rot in my compost bin? And if it can't do any of those things, can I rethink it? Do I really need it, or can I come up with a new way of doing it that involves me going back to those original R's? And it's just an attitude change. I'm really grateful for Plastic Free July, because if I didn't have something extreme like that to sort of push me over the edge and I was like, I'm only going to do it for a month, I probably wouldn't have done it. But now that I have done it, it's so easy. So to a certain extent, and I'll discuss it in my last video, but I'll keep a lot of the changes that I've made this month for life. But yeah, that's how I got into this mess, I guess, or lack thereof. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to comment any thoughts or questions below, or email me directly. No change is too big or too small. Everything counts. See you tomorrow.